it was a couple years later where we ended up buying another 13 acres, which the lodge and the parking lot is on. Yeah, so when we would have groups in, and we would sometimes we weren't ready on time, and so it would be it was a pretty much of a habit that we would use just Justin or Josiah mostly, to tell stories. And the way we realized that he could tell these stories, that we were reading bedtime stories at night, and I was usually tired from the day, and so I would skip a word or a paragraph, sometimes a page, and he would always correct me. And so one time I said, well, if you know the story, you read it to me. And he did. He would knew when to turn the page, but he couldn't read. He was
How old was he?
He was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
But to put him out on a stool and have him tell just a child's story, even to adults, they would ask for it.
Yeah.
And so it gave us time if we needed another 15 minutes or 10 minutes.
Did they help you serve when they were younger, or how old did they have to be before they helped you serve the food?
If they could walk,
Okay.
we had a job for all of these. I can remember Justin was really good at making breads and pizzas. And Josiah, he was, I'm trying to think what his main thing was. He was kind of good at all of it, but then when Josh came along, he was a dessert guy. We would make desserts. And then with Suzanne and Hannah, they had to set the tables, and they would make sure that Jeremy and Mary and Bethany were helping.
Yeah.
Bethany, she got out of most of it. She was the baby. But,
I remember one of you children had to stand on one of those crates to serve. We used to serve the people going through the line, and one of you, I think it was you, had to stand on a little plastic red crate to be able to behind the people and serve the plate up over to the person.
Right.
So.
And the reason we would put Suzanne on it is we would always put her on the bacon, because we'd always say one or maybe two each. And they would ask for more, but she knew if she gave more than you wouldn't have any.
I think I was a rule follower. She would only give you one or two pieces of bacon. But you couldn't tell the 6-year-old, no, give me more bacon.
She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't give it.
I remember looking at the food, looking for food, like, oh, is there any bacon left over? Oh, and I got to it before I did. I remember when you did pancakes. Whenever you flipped, and it was like a pancake that didn't turn out right, you just throw it on the counter behind you.
Yeah.
And whoever got to it, me or Hannah, we would always come back to the kitchen sometime, like, and we get it, and whoever got it first, or we have to split it sometimes.
Yeah. I have special memories of taking the children along with me. Wherever I had to go, you went along with me. And especially, I remember down cleaning Gym 1, I had to wet mop that floor down there. It wasn't carpeted, and there was an old piano in there. And Josiah was along with me. I think Justin, I especially remember Josiah one time, and we were just mopping our mop buckets there on the floor, and we decided to play the piano and sing. We were just having a good old time. And you incorporated your children with what you were doing, and teaching them the skills and having fun while you're doing it. And then also working together up in the kitchen and the dining hall. I mean, that was just a family thing, talking about wanting to work together as a family. We literally did that. But, we had a good friend, Jane Schreiner, helped us with cooking for a while. She had been a restaurant in her and her husband. And so she came in and helped us to do these groups. And then as we got bigger groups, we thought, well, I think we could handle more than 20, so then 50 would call and see if they could handle 50. I think we could do 50, so we learned the mechanics of it.
There was a carriage house there, so this would have been the house, and then where they kept their horse would have been there.
Okay.
And so that was a summer bunk. So in the summertime, you would turn the water back on. You'd go in and chase the bats and the squirrels and the snakes out. We left them in there for the winter, but not for the summer.
Did you have people use it in the wintertime?
No.
It wasn't winterized.
Okay.
We could only use it in the summer, but even in the summer it gets so hot because it wasn't air conditioned.
There's 50 beds in there.
But it was unique. It had a loft in it, and
it was unique.
Yeah, and people liked it. We cleaned it, and it was tidy, but it was just it get really messy over the winter time because the birds, it's open, eaves are open, you know, and birds would fly right in.
And the snakes would live in the stone wall. But funny story, the front door, it talk about how stuff was rotten and you just paint over it and just, you know, a layer of paint would make it look like what it ain't. So you, one time they called for lunch. We had a dinner bell and we would ring the dinner bell. Well, when the first person got to the door, they didn't get the latch turned. And the crowd behind them was pushing. And they hit that door and the whole front wall, like there was stone and stone and then there's a little bit of frame and the door. The whole thing laid
The door and
the door, the wall, everything lay right out in the street.
Of the summer park.
Yeah. So that was on a Saturday. We had to kind of patch it up so they could use it until they left. A couple years later, there was some more land that came available. There was a third tract that came available. It was a 16-acre tract. We sold our bedroom suite so that we could put money, anything that wasn't tied down, we sold. We didn't sell any used.
Thank goodness.
Probably not rent yous out. But we ended up selling our bedroom suite and we slept on the floor for quite a while. Our goal was that when they would come here, they would have a refreshing time, that they would somehow connect with God while they were here, and that you know that would be a stepping stone in their walk with God.